Hi there, Alex here at mixinglessons.com. In this video, we're going to talk about what the process of mastering can and can't do for your tracks. Of all the different stages in music production, I think mastering is the one that still seems to cause the most confusion. I've heard all sorts of different theories over the years about what mastering is, ranging from the idea that mastering will completely transform really bad mixes into really professional sounding ones, right through to the idea that mastering's completely unnecessary. So in this video, we'll try and clear up some of that confusion, and we'll talk about what you realistically can and can't expect from mastering. Before we dive in, if you make music in a home studio, then head over to mixinglessons.com/free-downloads. There you can download a free EQ cheat sheet, a free compression cheat sheet, and a free vocal recording guide. And I think you'll find all three really useful to have access to in your home studio. Okay, so first and foremost, let's have a look at some of the things that mastering won't do for your mixes. The mastering stage isn't there to try and fix bad mixes or improve mixes that you're not happy with. Let's say, for example, you have some timing issues in your track. That's not something that you're going to fix at the mastering stage. Or you might not be happy with the performances in the mix. Again, that's not something that the mastering stage is going to compensate for. No matter how well you master a song, it's not going to compensate for timing issues, tuning issues, or any element of the performance that you're not happy with. Similarly, if you're not happy with the mix, if you don't think that the vocals sit right, or you don't think that the levels are quite right, or you just think the snare drum doesn't sound very good, yes, maybe you could pinpoint the vocals with the EQ and try and turn it up a little bit, but really, if you're not happy with these elements of the mix, you shouldn't really be mastering the song yet. You need to go back and fix those elements at the mixing stage. And so, in general, you shouldn't think of mastering as an opportunity to take mixes that don't sound good to begin with and try and fix them or improve them. If you're not happy with the mix, going through this process of mastering isn't going to mean that you're going to be really happy with the songs at the end of it, and the mastering stage is going to fix everything that's wrong with the mix. So now let's talk about what the mastering process will do for your tracks. So, broadly speaking, when we master music, what we're doing is we're taking a collection of songs that are all going to appear on one album or one release. And we're making sure that each of those songs sound as if they belong together on an album. They should share similar characteristics in terms of their frequencies or their dynamic range. They should have an intentional level relationship in terms of the level that they play back at. Now, that's not to say that they have to sound exactly the same. There can be variation, but any variation should be intentional. And so if you take a number of different mixes of songs which might have different instrumentation, or maybe they were mixed by different people or recorded at different studios, there could be some variation between those different songs, and so you want to create that similarity and make sure that each of those songs flow together as an album. And so in doing that, you can do a number of different things. You might want to apply EQ to a song to adjust its overall frequency response. So you might want to make a song brighter. You might think that one song sounds a little bit muddy compared to the others, and so you want to make that song less muddy. Another thing you can do is adjust the dynamic range of an entire song. So you can use compression or multiband compression. And what you'll do is you'll apply the compression to the song as a whole to reduce the overall dynamic range of a song if you feel that some songs need that. You can also determine how loud songs play back. So you can set the loudness of different songs. You can make sure that the songs don't peak above a certain level so that there's not going to be any clipping or peaking in your songs further down the line. And mastering is also a good opportunity to do the final sort of quality control before your songs are released. So sometimes that's a case of listening and making sure that a track wasn't left muted by accident at the mixing stage and you need to go back and rebounce the mix. Or there could be little imperfections, maybe a pop or a click or something like that. And sometimes these things can be dealt with at the mastering stage. Sometimes you need to go back to the mixing stage to deal with those. So to recap, the goal of mastering shouldn't be to fix mixes that you're not happy with. Ideally, what you should be doing at the mastering stage is taking mixes that you think sound really good and then managing their frequency response, their dynamic range, their loudness, to make sure that all of those songs sound like they belong together on one album and they have this sort of flow to them. So I hope you found that useful. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. Remember to head over to mixinglessons.com/free-downloads for your free cheat sheets. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.